Well, hey there, Patriots. It's December 7th, Thursday. This is J6 News Update and Chats. It's day 1065 of the political hostage crisis, FJB's political hostage crisis. World is coming apart at the seams, Patriots. Hey, Carol Burton. Hi, Sonny. Just when you get all feeling better, we got, silly for him, back in the hospital for a little bit, man. When it rains, it pours, man, that's for sure. Hey, third of its kind, good to see you here. Look at this beautiful spot I found. So the whole mainstream media is going insane because Trump said he was going to be a dictator for one day. Unbelievable. He's going to be a dictator for one day if he wins the election. He's going to shut down the border and he's going to drill, baby, drill. Yeah, this is a really pretty spot, man. We can get out here a little further, I think. Kind of looks nice with the dock in the picture, though. Get a little panorama here. Uh-oh, I better get a watermark in here before Deb 5 finds me. All right. There we go. Just looks so pretty. Yeah, Patriots, look at what's going on at our border. And the only people screaming about it is us and live streamers on the spot. Mainstream media is asleep at the wheel on purpose, colluding with those that are doing this to our country. And we are definitely being antagonized. Things are weaponized against us. I'm just gonna leave it on the scenery, man. So here's what happened at Freedom Corner last night, in case you missed it. It was day 1064, and the Patriots started up the night. We had a visitor, Tom Jeffries from Northern Neck Patriots was there. Looking good too, by the way. He's got a cool cowboy hat he's been wearing lately. Handsome guy, and an incredible patriot. He is on the prowl down in Warsaw, Virginia, against the Northern Neck Regional Jail. His patriot group, the Northern Neck Patriots, are having a vigil at the Northern Neck Regional Jail every Friday night. So tomorrow night we'll be checking out with him. And Tom started off the night on the microphone for us all, and he was reading testimonies from the Northern Neck Regional Jail inmates while they were there on some of the horrific treatment that people got, human beings got in the Northern Neck Regional Jail while they were there. And it is horrific. It is totally horrific, man. So, Tom, it was great seeing you there, man. I hope to see you down in Northern Neck one of these weekends or Fridays so that I can join in with your vigil down there again one day. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but I'm looking to get down there sooner or later, sometime. And then we got the first phone call of the night from Jared Owens. Jared Owens was saying thank you very much for the letters, that When you're in jail, all you want is some contact with the outside. We found out later that the guys don't even have video visits yet. And I thought that got remedied a long time ago. And I might be mistaken with what I heard there, but Jared Owens was saying thank you for the letters. Anything we can do, Patriots, to help is what we can be doing and what we are doing. Friday is also Visitation Day at the Gulag in D.C. And if you want to get involved with that, with being able to visit personally with an inmate there during their visitation hours, there's 2 periods on Fridays where you'll have to sign up ahead of time. There's a lot of rules about which clothing you can wear and stuff, but it is possible. And Dwight and Lily, our Freedom Corner Patriots there, are the organizers of that whole process, and they would be more than happy to talk to you about getting in on the visits there. And the prisoners really do appreciate the visits there. While Jared Owens was on the phone talking to us at Freedom Corner, his wife was in the chat, and he was able to say hello to his wife through a live stream there. And we just think that those are just heartwarming moments that we get to have down there every once in a while. And, you know, if these live streamers weren't down there, we would have no idea what's going on anymore, you know. The gatekeepers of information and news in this country, just, they should be ended. They should be ended. I don't know who watches their junk anymore. I don't know who's paying for their channels anymore. We do know that all the corporate media or corporations in the world are giving them money to advertise on their things, but they are doing a huge disservice to the Americans in this country by not reporting on things like Freedom Corner, not reporting on things like the election fraud and the border scenario. We have huge problems in this country, and the news is just vacant on any of it, and it's a crime. It is a crime against we the people. Yeah, Priscilla, let's have prayers for Sylvia. Apparently she fell down, cracked her head on something, and had to get some stitches in her head. I'm a little worried, you know, about concussions. I suffered a concussion, I don't know, 7 years ago or so, and it was a 6-month ordeal, but we don't know if she has a concussion or not. They got the cut on her head stapled up pretty good, and I'm just hoping the Lord is with Sylvia tonight and helps her get back on her feet, and I pray she just takes it easy for a couple of days, because that's the thing about a concussion. It can sneak up on you. You feel okay. You can get some of the symptoms, but I couldn't read for, I don't know, 3 months. I could not focus my mind. It wasn't a problem with my eyes, but it was with my mind when I got cracked in the head. So, yeah, prayers for Sylvia. We're thinking about you, silly for him, and we miss you here, but we understand, and we will carry on until you can make a triumphant return. God bless you, silly for him. Jared Owens was also talking about, that she still has a bad headache as of an hour ago. Okay, that's what I was worried about, because she kind of said she felt okay last night, and I hope they kept her there for observations and, you know, gave her a complete checkup. But the symptoms of a concussion are tricky. You really gotta pay attention, and you know, it's a lot of self-diagnosis when it comes to that. Jared Owens, at the final end part of his phone call last night at Freedom Corner, was talking about the chain of command in the prison. We're talking about the correctional officers. They call them COs, and there's a system where if you have a problem and you're a prisoner or an inmate there, you have to file grievances, and then you hand that grievance to a CO, and then that CO hands it to his manager or commanding officer, I would guess. I don't know. There's a chain of command in the jail, and things get messed up all the time. A CO can't take care of anything unless his boss tells him to do it. So we gotta. That's what these guys are dealing with in there on a daily basis. And some of these guys have been dealing with this for over 1,000 days, which is an outrage. It still is an outrage. It was an outrage when it was 100 days, because we're supposed to have a right to a speedy trial. And that is not happening in these instances here. That is not happening. Well, hello there, Bonnie. All right, who we got in the house today? Bonnie. Yeah, we're praying for Silly, Bonnie. Colorado. Yeah, that lake is peaceful. I'll try to keep you awake, Colorado. Getting over some news here. Third of its kind. Priscilla, hello. Cleo, hello. How are you? All right, we got a good crowd of patriots here in the house. Glad to see it, man. Thanks for following along. Got to stay up on things here. After Jared Owen's phone call, Nicole got on and spoke about the Patriot Mail Project Christmas Drive. And we made sure that Jared Owen's children are signed up for that so that they can get some type of a donation to get Christmas presents for their kids over Christmas. And it's a great thing. I think they've raised $22,000 as of a couple of days ago, but there's over 150 kids signed up to receive any assistance from the Patriot Mail Project. So they still need more funds there. And I'm sure anything overflowing with the funding will be put to another good cause, such as supporting the Patriot Mail Project itself. I mean, they are operated on donations, as is forashley.com, and the costs involving running the Freedom Corner scene every night, every day in a row. I love it. Well, hello, Charlene. Yes, Charlene, you're the Charlene from the auction. All right. That was great yesterday. Freedom Express Media and Stormtrooper had a fundraiser auction, and Charlene, you were the hub. You got it going on down there for us. You were in Florida. We were up here in the camp watching it all go down, and David and Trooper raised a good chunk of money for the ability to be able to stay here, to find a place to stay. Camping is very scarce in this area right now, and many of the campgrounds are shut down. In fact, here shortly, there is not going to be one campground open, because the one that we were camping in is going to shut down for 5 days. So the guys got to find a place to stay. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll pray for that, Cleo. Charges dropped for me. I don't want to dwell on it or talk about it too much, but yeah, they're trying to get me off of the corner with a bunch of malarkey. It is DC though. Things are different in DC, that's for sure. We're moving right along. I got legal representation, and I'm not worried about anything, really. And thanks for the prayers, Cleo. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Chris Quaglin called in, and I think Dominic Box was with him on that phone call. They were talking about letters and cards. You know, here we are going into the Christmas season, and just write a letter to these guys and let them know we support them, that they are not forgotten, that we are doing what we can. You got to watch what you write in the letters, and there's rules on the letters, which are all stated on the Patriot Mail Project website. But the letters are as important as prayers almost for these guys. We're praying. We pray for these guys every day, and we see God's hand in comforting them. We definitely see God's hand in comforting them. All right, let me give you another view here. This is the Patuxent River, a very historic river. There was all kinds of history happening on these waters over the last 200 years. A lot of cool local people around here that know the history. It's just beautiful. And maybe we'll get, I'm going to point you up this way because big flocks of geese have been flying over here. And helicopters fly through here too. Yeah, that's a peaceful scene. All right, Colorado, you got to wake up just to see the new scenery here, okay? So Chris and Dominic were talking about the letters and cards. They were talking about video visits, and apparently these guys in the gulag are not even getting video visits yet. I mean, here we are, it's 2023, the age of technology, and these guys can't even get on an iPad and visit with people. I find that absurd. I find that vengeful. I find that that's a punishment beyond the necessary, because some of these guys haven't even been convicted as guilty yet. So you are innocent until proven guilty in America, yet these guys can't even get video visits, and they're still in jail without due process. And Dominic said something about a channel that he has on Rumble, and I forgot to look this up before I started this stream, but he said it was called Chatham Free Press, CHATAM, and I couldn't hear if he said 3 or free. So I'm going to try to find that. He says he's got a lot of videos that he took before J6, and I do believe he said he has some J6 interviews that he did there. So he must have been at J6 as some type of a reporter or a journalist, just documenting what was going on there, and here he is sitting in jail. Unlike the reporters from the Washington Post or the LA Times or any of the ones that they call real journalists, the ones that lie to us every day, when here the actually real journalists are thrown in jail here in America these days. Chris shared a Bible verse, John 1:5, with us, and he read it on the phone call last night, right before the phone call ended, and I forgot to bring my Bible down, but it was a good verse. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It's like right in that whole first paragraph of John, which is so meaningful, so deep when you understand it. Then we got a phone call from Andrew Taki. He's been in jail now for 29 months, still waiting for his trial. All these, hearings and motions that they do. He's probably been in court, I don't know, 24 times, but still has not had his trial. And it was just a good period of chit chat there, and when that was happening, I had to get the fire going again back in camp, so I didn't really get the whole phone call. I listened in on it, but I couldn't really take notes for a period of time there. And I was catching up. I always get lagging behind when I'm listening to the phone calls just to understand what they're talking about. I got to back it up sometimes. So by the time we get to roll call, I'm 5 or 7 minutes behind, and when David hit the roll call, I was able to catch it up, got all my notes taken and catch up get back on the live stream, or get back up to live broadcast there. After the roll call, Mark Brew called in, and Frank Guastino was with him, and they were talking about they got letters, and they're so happy to receive them. You see how happy these guys are to get letters? It's unbelievable. It is such a heartwarming thing for them to get letters. They also said that there is currently on the interweb somewhere a petition to release the J6ers. I think he said it's on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, and I don't understand all that stuff. But somewhere out there is a petition that is being sent around to release the J6ers. And then Mark Brew, I think, is the guy who coined the term. He was the guy looking up in the Department of Defense war manuals and found the term belligerent government. We have a belligerent government on our hands right now that is not respecting the rights of the people. They are not working according to the rules set forth in our Constitution, and I don't know how they get around it. They made different rules without us noticing it. I don't know how they do this, but they're definitely not supporting the Constitution. They are operating in hostility to our Constitution, which is our framework, our basic framework of rights in this country. And he also used another one of my favorite words, man, buffoonery. So he was talking about these jurisdictional issues with the judges. Did they take a valid oath? Did they honestly take an oath? Is the oath valid? And he called all of this stuff buffoonery. So now we got belligerent buffoonery. This is FJB's belligerent buffoonery going on in this country right now. And then later they were talking about Scrabble. So I thought, man, I'll bet Mark Brew is good at Scrabble. He is a thinker, and he just speaks well. He's easy to listen to. He has mentioned something about Article 3 judges, and I'm not up on the terminology. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how all this stuff works, but apparently he's claiming that the judges in D.C. in this particular court are not proper Article 3 judges, and that they are merely appointees. Oh my goodness, look at this flock. It's huge. They all look like they're white. I wish I could zoom in more. I don't know if those are geese or trumpeter swans. Yeah, there's like 1,000 birds in that flock over there. Well, we'll see if they come over here. We'll wait for them. Yeah, it sure is pretty. We have a beautiful country, Patriots. I love this country. Let's see, Mark Brew also talked about the Brunson brothers case, okay? That was something that came around last year, January 6th. The Supreme Court of the United States was talking about hearing this case called Brunson versus Adams. And it had to do with the oath that our congresspeople take when they ascend into office. And he was claimed, the case stated that when they had that vote to certify the election, they should have voted no because of the evidence there was that the election was not honest. And since they didn't vote no, to protect this country from enemies, foreign and domestic, and if you attack our elections and fraud an election, you are definitely an enemy of this country, because basically as citizens, that's our only way to wield power in this government. And the Brunson case stated that those people broke their oath and should be removed from office. And there was 380 of them, I believe. I'm off on the numbers now, but a majority of the House of Representatives broke that oath by certifying that election after other members, 100 or so members, brought up evidence that they should take a 10-day pause, not certify that election, and take a 10-day pause and investigate the allegations. Of course, they didn't even do that. They just certified the election after the fake insurrection that they staged, and the rest is history. So apparently there is still more. That is not dead yet. The Supreme Court decided not to hear it. I don't know that they just got rid of the case or if they tabled it and set it aside for a later date. And then there is also a second Brunson case that was started in Salt Lake City in the upper level federal court out there that was almost identical, but it was being applied with a different tack. They were coming at the same issue from a different angle. And the Brunson brothers are a group of brothers, and they all play trumpet professionally, and they are highly intelligent guys, man. And it's costing them tens and tens of thousands of dollars to pursue this. So I'm pretty sure that they have some support. I'm pretty sure they're investing a lot of their own money in it, though, too. And God bless these patriots standing up for America, man. All this stuff is above my head. I have no idea what they're talking about when they talk about it, but all I know is all the evidence I saw about a bogus election. Joe Biden didn't even campaign. Trump filled stadiums, and then they're telling us that Joe Biden, FJB, got 81 million votes. It's absurd. Okay, and then either Mark Brew or Frank talked about a Gateway Pundit article on the jurisdictional issues. So I'll be looking for that article and see what the Gateway Pundit is reporting on there. I think without silly for him, I'm at a loss on the Gateway Pundit articles. I read a bunch of them, but I didn't take notes. But many good Gateway Pundit articles. Okay, and then at the end of the night, Jeff Sable got on for the national anthem, and he had a Bible verse for us, Ephesians 5:11. And I love it when they give us scripture. It sticks with me the rest of the night there. And then he was talking about this reporter. Apparently there was a reporter from, I think, CBS named McFarland, was at the corner last night. Third night in a row, by the way, with people other than the live streamers there. And Jeff wanted to know, how many people, McFarland, do you think died on January 6th? I mean, is this guy as ignorant of the facts as one or two of the judges in that courthouse, where they actually believe that police officers died on January 6th? Does he know that 4 patriots were killed on January 6th? Does he know that Brian Sicknick did not die from getting hit in the head with a fire extinguisher? I mean, everybody knows that they played that funeral for Brian Sicknick, God rest his soul, for 3 days after January 6th. It was a complete lie that all the mainstream media put on their news. So yeah, Jeff Sable wanted to know, McFarland, what do you think of all this stuff? Where are you coming from? Excuse me. So that was a great Freedom Corner last night. There was over 16 people there. I counted 16 people singing the last song, God Bless the USA. And they are getting that kick going, man. At the very end, all the people lining up to sing that, they do like a kick at the end. It's catching on. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it was a good night for call-ins, Amber Rose. Excuse me. There we go. Hey, David. Okay, here's a link to donate to the funds for the J6ers. That would go to their commissaries, that they can buy like additional food, they can buy clothing items, other items that the jail does not provide for them. They do need financial assistance in there. It's a couple of $100 a month just to buy the extra things that you need, like toothpaste and extra rolls of toilet paper, underwear, shoes, t-shirts. So they do need assistance from us, and God bless you Patriots for stepping up and helping them get what they need, man. We got another guy, Zach Rail, is a convicted J6er, sentenced. He is in Petersburg, Virginia right now. He's been in solitary confinement for at least 10 days right now that we know of. And he is requesting letters. We got word from a relative of his that he hasn't been able to shower in 10 days. We don't know what's going on down there in Petersburg, Virginia. We're hearing more and more horror stories out of that prison down there also. I think the BOP has certain prisons that they'll send you to. If you piss off the BOP, Northern Neck was it. I think we put too much heat on Northern Neck though. And now the Petersburg, Virginia one sounds pretty awful. Pretty awful. So that's it for Freedom Corner, man. Great vigil last night. Another day in a row. I think we're at like 450 days. Let's see, August, September, October, November, 4 months, 120, 3, 4, 6. We are approaching 500 days in a row on Freedom Corner. I don't think we're over 500 yet, but we're getting there. Okay, and some people have been asking me if I have a Give, Send, Go or a Cash app. I do not. This is the only way that you can help me out. It would be to send a donation to this P.O. Box number where I live in Pennsylvania. And about every week or two, I get back into that area and I can check that box. I appreciate cards and letters of support also, and prayers. Prayers are easy, so just send up a prayer for me every once in a while, please. This isn't easy. I think God's got me. You know, I'm on a path that God wants me on right now, and that's why I'm still doing it. But all of us people on the Freedom Corner, man, David and Stormtrooper and Glory B and Rebecca and Dwight and Lily and Mickey and Nicole and Tammy and Helena, they all need the prayers. There's a couple of geese. There's just a couple though. Cindy, you were there. I saw you there. I also got your gift. Thank you very much, Cindy. Yeah, it looked cold at the Freedom Corner. I was standing by a fire. Wouldn't it be cool? I grew up in Chicago, man. I remember when we go downtown in Chicago, especially during Christmas, they had these barrels out that they would have fires in, you know, and people would be standing around the barrel just talking and socializing and, you know, warming up their hands. What in the world is it? Why can't we have a burn barrel out there anymore? And it's just ridiculous. Do we need to be this policed in this country? It's horrible. It'd be so nice to have a burn barrel down there, man. It'd be simple, but no. Nope. Here comes a little group of them. I love how they fly in formation. Geese mate for life too, by the way. Love it. What a beautiful spot. Beautiful natural area. Maryland is doing a really good job with managing this area. I kind of took a little walk around it yesterday, and this is a beautiful couple thousand acres here with trails and water access and campsites. They have a historic museum I'm going to go see tomorrow. It's pretty here, and they got, you know, Maryland's doing a great job with managing this piece of land. I got to hand it to them. Thank you for keeping spaces like this open for us, Maryland. Cindy, we were talking about what a rock star you are down there, by the way, last night. Cindy's been to the corner, I don't know, 50, 60 times or so. I mean, you're a regular part of the crew down there at Freedom Corner. You and Angelina coming together. God bless Angelina. Thanks for being down there and supporting our J6ers. It was cold though, and it's probably going to get worse. All right, so today is Thursday, December 7th, day 1065, and we had some stuff going on yesterday in the news. Of course, the fourth GOP debate happened last night, and Trump did not attend, but he won, which is pretty wild. Vivek Ramaswamy was definitely on fire. He was saying about how the election was rigged, it was stolen. I love it. I love it. How the J6ers are not having their rights acknowledged. What else? He went into 9/11. You know, I'm surprised he didn't get into the moon landing or round, flat Earth. You know, I mean, he was spitting truth out there. Provinces in Ukraine, and Nikki Haley used to be our ambassador to the UN. You would think that would be, you know, not on the tip of her tongue, but she would at least know something about that. She didn't. She didn't know anything about it. She had that blank look on her face, and now I know why they call her bird brain. Amber Rose, I am camping with David and Roger out here, and it's 45 minutes out of DC. There is no camping in DC, none whatsoever. And that's odd, you know, seeing how DC was set up as the capital of our country, and that one of the tenements of, one of the essential foundation stones of this country is the right of the people to peacefully assemble and express their grievances to the government. It's amazing. You can't just drive down there and stay anywhere for very little money. You know, campgrounds still are costing $20 a night here. Some of them are way more. If you got a motor home and you need a water hookup, those can run up to $70 a night. But the ones we're staying at is just $20 a night. And it's staggering that you can't just come down to DC and protest your government unless you want to spend $300 a night for a hotel room. All right, what have we here? We have a floating pumpkin. Just a pumpkin floating down the waterway here. Tide's going out. Friday is our last day here, and then they have to find a new place to stay. I don't know if they found a place or not. It's not looking good, but we'll figure something out. Hopefully a patriot in the local area will step up, allow them to stay on their property or something. All right, I messed up that one. That was just a couple of them passing by. So anyways, Trump won the debate, man. Vivek was on fire. They didn't want to even talk about Trump. In the meantime, Trump was on a Sean Hannity town meeting last night, and I forget how it came about, but Hannity was asking Trump if he would use the Department of Justice to go after his enemies and blah, blah, blah. And Trump said, no, if I win the election, I'm only going to be a dictator for one day. And I think Sean's jaw hit the floor. And Trump says, on day one, I am going to be a dictator because I'm going to close that border down and I am going to drill, baby, drill. And really, that's as simple as it is. That's as easy as it is, man. This isn't rocket science, man. FJB has put this country into a tailspin, and it isn't complicated. It's not complicated on how to get out of this. All you gotta do is drill, baby, drill. That brings oil back down. That takes the wind out of the inflation sails. Close that border, and then start sweeping up the leftovers out of the country. Get them out of here. They're here illegally. When men march to war, they don't bring their children. Well, that's what we're seeing down there. We're seeing men, waves and waves of men coming across that border with no wives, no children. And then every once in a while, the ones that do end up on TV, they do have women and children in them, but they're being used to distract the Border Patrol so that in other areas, people can come across unnoticed because the Border Patrol is busy saving women and children coming over illegally. It's not rocket science, and it's a crime against this country, man. So I'm calling victory for Trump on the debates, and he wasn't even there again for the fourth time. In the meantime, the Democrats have no debates slated. There's nothing happening yet. We did see Gavin Newsom debate Ron DeSantis. Now that was weird. Why are those two guys debating? What was the issue? It wasn't like a vice president debate. It was just a debate. And it was nonsensical, really. But Democrats aren't planning on any debates, man. Joe Biden will sit in his basement again. At least the reporters now are asking if Joe Biden has colluded with his son on a lot of business things. In the meantime, the walls are closing in on Biden, for sure. Information's coming out all over the place. Well, here we got, I see you asking here, Amber Rose, if there's a fairgrounds or a racetrack here in D.C. So what there is here in D.C. is the old Robert F. Kennedy Stadium, which is condemned. They don't use it anymore. It looks like it's a huge eyesore. It looks like it's falling apart with massive parking lots all the way around it. And the National Park Service owns that land, okay? It would be very, very simple to make an area that would accommodate motorhomes, make a camping area in that area. It is a very sketchy part of the town, though. And right now, DC is on its way to having they've already had over 900 carjackings, including an FBI guy and including a congressman got carjacked, and there are over 250 murders. And DC is only 61 square miles of real estate, so it's not like the place you just dream of going and visiting. The only reason you come here is because these hysterical, belligerent tyrants work here. That's the only reason you want to come here. But it is almost necessary to come here to fight them. Their office buildings are here, and this is what you got to do it. And that's why Mickey and Nicole and Tammy got to have a place to live, man. Hey, Crystal Sanderson, how are you? Busy you are. Putting out the videos. All right, Crystal Sanderson does a tremendous service here for the People's Media. So it's basically People's Media versus mainstream media right now. If you want the truth, you got to find out who's on the ground there filming it, right? And what Crystal Sanderson is doing, if you haven't seen her YouTube channel yet, she's putting together clips from all the different streamers every week and putting it to some beautiful, beautiful music. She's got streamers from Canada in there. She's got all the Freedom Corner streamers in there. I'm in there. First Responder Media, Oreo, all the streamers that have been around for a while. Busy with videos. You do such a great job, Crystal. We're so proud of you. Go check out her channel. Subscribe to her. Show her some love there on the YouTube channel, and look around and see if you find a streamer in your area. Chances are there might be somebody right near you that's streaming there. Manassas, we have camped in Manassas before, and that might be an option. We haven't been there in a while. They have stay limits at these campgrounds, so once you hit the stay limit, you just can't come back there anymore. So we're exploring options there. But yes, the 8th, tomorrow is the end for this place. Hey, Ridgeline, how are you? Okay, so Sunkiss, that really is you? You changed your icon thing? Okay. There's a fake Jericho out there, folks, all right? And I've seen him in the Freedom Corner chats, and it says 00 Jericho, but it's not me. And you can tell it's not me because the picture next to your name he doesn't have my picture there. So there are fake accounts, man. That's what these losers do. They sit around, they get in and insult people. Yeah, Sunkiss got him in David's chat, man. That was really cool. Oh, okay. All right, we gotta go. They're closing down the boat ramp. Wow, we went long, man. I didn't even get into some of the stuff here yet. It must be 4:30. So I tried to get out earlier today, just so we got daylight. I'm getting tired of seeing the dark videos here. So I guess we're gonna try to get on at 3 o'clock now from here on out. And I think that's enough, Patriots. I gotta get the van moved out here so this guy can close the gate up. We're gonna end it here. Maybe we'll get on live tonight or something like that. So thanks for joining me. And this is Jericho, over and out.